Welcome to week 3 of the Parliamentary Wrestling Federation, everybody. This is our BBC Question Time main event. We kick things off with a tornado tag match between the Princes, Harry and William, facing off against Team Brexit themselves with Jacob Rees-Mogg and newcomer Ipswich MP Tom Hunt. Let's see how these guys got down in the ring. I reckon this one got pretty brutal. You think you'll be teaching the youngsters... The young men, just in their late 30s, early 40s, I believe. How old are the Princes now? Very, very young in royal terms. Of course, some of their relatives having been around 4 centuries before now.
Yes,
and Jacob Rees-Mogg was there to see it all, of course.
Yes, their lineage goes back all the way back to William the Conqueror in 1066. Jacob Rees-Mogg, just a wee nipper at the time.
I'd just like to take a moment to thank our new sponsors tonight. We'll be sponsored by JD Wetherspoon and Job Centre Plus. Brought to you by the Department for Work and Pensions.
King for a day, skin for a fortnight.
William there with his customary eyeshadow, as is now of course traditional, and making his way to the ring, Jacob Rees-Mogg.
From Chelsea, England,
looking like the beefeater.
Mr. Jacob Rees.
And looking like he's just stepped out of the Tower of London feeding the ravens.
New to the PWF, making his debut tonight, Mr. Tom Hunt.
Ipswich's very own Tom Hunt.
A member of the New Conservatives faction of the Conservative Party, pushing the Conservatives into ever more right-wing directions. Mr. Tom Hunt, ladies and gentlemen, making his debut and finding himself right at home with his tag partner Jacob Rees-Mogg, both with a love of Brexit between them, and they'll be hoping to that'll carry him over the line tonight against Princes Harry and William. And they're off then. Of course, this being a tornado tag match, all men are legal at all times in the ring. Jacob Rees-Mogg going straight for the figure 4 leg lock there, and Tom Hunt applying a few swift knees to the face of Prince Harry. The young princes up against it right off the bat, and Mogg goes for an early pin there, only a 1 count as you might expect at this early stage. Some showboating from Tom Hunt. He's feeling good about himself on his debut here in the PWF. But Prince Harry has taken the fight to Tom Hunt on the outside of the ring there, a big clothesline, and he begins to work away, throwing back Tom Hunt back into the ring. No count outs in this match. He could have taken that advantage outside. William now stunned, looking injured in that knee area. That's not going to be great for him. The young princes taking it in turns to be dead on their feet, and have now decided that both of them should be at the same time. Will Harry make the save just in time? He does, but William's still yet to really make any impact on this match whatsoever. But once again, the commentator's curse strikes as he begins to... Oh, a reversal from Jacob Rees-Mogg. Perhaps we were wrong altogether. The Princes now have the advantage, but they're failing to do anything meaningful with it.
From Tom Hunt, and a big boot to boot.
Interesting decision from William going down low there, but he's caught from behind by Mogg, manhandling the man, pouring all over his face, and a little bit of showboating from the crowd from Team Brexit there, but that has come back to bite him. Big move from Prince Harry. William finally making the difference. What a big throw, just grabbing Tom Hunt by the head, throwing him across the ring, just how we learned down there in the Tower of London dungeons as a wee lad, with his brother Harry, forced to fight each other from a very young age. Oh, Jacob Rees-Mogg tearing the sponsorship off the top of the desk. What's he planning to do here?
is this disabled Spanish announce table?
Absolutely no respect for the Spanish announce table, as you might suspect is typical of someone like Jacob Rees-Mogg. No respect for the European friends.
No respect for the European friends, the European community.
You're just ripping away on that arm there, applying the lock. And working that famously weak royal wrist. It's difficult to see a way back for the two princes from this. Jacob Rees-Mogg in particular looking in a very healthy condition right now. Could be argued that Hunt should have gone for a pin there. A missed opportunity, possibly that lack of experience, that lack of intelligence that comes with the MPs that came in the wake of Boris Johnson's 2019 election win. The crowd showing their appreciation for tag team wrestling here on the PWF. Brought to you tonight by JD Weatherspoons and Job Centre Plus. And don't forget our friends over there at Rwanda. Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Rwanda, sensible airfares for a sensible Britain.
Will you stop? Prince William has made a right royal mess of that, and Jacob Rees-Mogg has decided to smack some sense into Harry, who has finally woken up, and he did indeed make Mogg pay for that, and a little bit of showboating. Oh my goodness me, that is an absolute savage move. Mogg could well have taken the win right there with this a different kind of match.
You could say he made an Eton mess out of that one. Public schools.
I do believe that's what he calls that move, the Eton mess. Prince William catches Tom Hunt in a little game of ring around the roses and hits him with a big DDT on the outside of the ring, and Harry is also able to take the fight to Jacob Rees-Mogg. Despite everything I've said, it looks like an unlikely comeback for the Princes right now. That royal family will not be so easily got rid of.
Just like Prince Philip, the royals do not know when they're dead.
Very, very true, both figuratively and literally in the case of Prince Philip, who you'll be able to see in action later on tonight. A submission. Tom Hunt has tapped out to Prince William's leg lock there.
Here are your winners.
Jacob Rees-Mogg did not know when to quit. He was carrying on, pounding away on the face of Prince Harry, who struts around the ring despite looking at a right royal mess right now. As you said, Mogg made an Eton mess of that boy's face. Whereas William's face, it's fair to say, has always been a little bit of a picture in the first place. So the Prince is picking up an unlikely win there, and up next it was a Falls Count Anywhere match between Prince Philip and Ed Miliband.
I was in the locker room earlier and I saw Prince Philip with a Ouija board.
There he comes, Moose.
It's a Falls Count Anywhere match. Making his way to the ring, representing the
I
family.
get chills every time I see this
Side
entrance.
of darkness.
Do you feel cold in here?
154
Oh, the
pounds.
Sure.
temperature dropped about 3
Woo.
degrees.
The Undead.
Dead for 3 years, but here with you tonight in the Parliamentary Wrestling Federation's Question Time event. It's Prince Philip from beyond the grave, staggering his way to the ring as rigor mortis sets in, but it won't stop him from trying to take a win tonight and every time he wrestles here for you.
Oh, he is facing a very formidable Ed Miliband tonight. Came close to winning an election, only to be beaten by a bacon sandwich.
It certainly did seem that way as the ketchup dribbled from his chin. So did his dreams of becoming Prime Minister. But he's hoping that he can stake a claim all the way to the top of the PWF. And who knows, maybe at some point he'll make his way there. But tonight he's got to get through the undead Prince Philip. But here he is.
If only he used HP Brown sauce in that sandwich, things could have been totally different.
Weighing in at 161
No.
pounds, Eddie Bacon.
He's gone for the Heinz. He's gone for the tomato. But he'll be hoping to put all of that behind him tonight. What's this we hear of Prince Philip and Ouija boards?
I was just passing his locker room and there was smoke and a wailing and the portal to hell was opened and he was taking orders. I couldn't.
Something very
quite make
suspicious.
out what they were, but something very suspicious was going on in the locker room there.
Philip always surrounded in mystery now ever since his return to life and pro wrestling. Who knows what that could be about? Maybe he just made some friends down there in hell.
Well, I can't see any politicians that would have gone down there. Or any of the royal family for that matter. They're all angels, they would all gone to heaven.
Limps his way back to his feet. Tussles between the two, and it is an enormous kick to the face which has immediately drawn blood. The frail, thin skin of Prince Philip, so easily broken now, of course. Falls doing indeed count anywhere in this match. But it's a one count all the same. Sorry.
As Automated Luxury said last week, how much more can he take?
Having been dead for 3 years already. That's a big move from Prince Philip, and immediately he begins working both the arms and legs of Ed Miliband. That will wear him down over time, but things looking very even at the moment. Otherwise, in this Falls Count Anywhere match. The kendo stick. Oh,
the great equaliser of the kendo stick.
Oh, the humanity. Philip in for the pin. Can Miliband recover from that? It's a 2 count, but a kick out. Philip protesting to the referee. Oh, those royals and the entitlement coming to the fore. Of course, unimaginable to someone of his standing that he could have failed at anything at any time. It must have been the underling's fault. Miliband failed to capitalise there for a moment, but a big combo from him sends Philip down to one knee. He is reeling against the barricades right now. All action right up in your face here in the PWF. He continues to wail away on the back of the head of the old prince. His head is likely to fall off if he continues to apply that much forward pressure to it. We're not sure how stable the body parts of Prince Philip currently are.
Well, the research hasn't been done on someone who's been dead for 3 years and come back to life. There just simply isn't any data to go on.
We have to call this research now. Parliamentary Wrestling Federation for science. Although it may be something altogether more supernatural indeed than that. Something otherworldly about the way the man moves, how he's continuing to apply that pressure to Miliband. No matter how many times he gets punched, he does not seem to be able to be brought down.
Well, it could be something to do with that portal I saw earlier. Or it could be a simple spell from the 1260s.
Miliband with the pin. Philip with the kick out. He's not getting up too quickly. The lights go out. Philip showing his supernatural strength once again, appearing deathly cold behind Miliband, and he drops him on the neck, right on the top rope there, and shows the crowd that he means business here in the PWF tonight in this Falls Count Anywhere match.
Well, I just answered that question. It is the supernatural strength of Prince Philip.
Could whoever he was in contact with have managed to resurrect him there? Bring him back? Is he in fact controlled by someone else? Is he acting of his own agency at all? We just can't know. But it's a big pin for Miliband against the odds. The former Labour leader and PWF rookie made his... we should not be surprised after his showing in the Royal Rumble last week, finishing in second place before the results were overturned, but he still keeps his second place because he did nothing wrong in that match. Looking proud of himself as he struts around the ring there.
Well, he can't win an election, but he can certainly hold himself in the ring. According to the Diane Abbot School of Counting, this is a 5-on-1 handicap match, and with those odds, I do not like Theresa's May chances.
Scathing words from Mr. Moose there as the Diane Abbott-Theresa May rivalry reached the end of its first chapter here at the BBC Question Time event. This one got absolutely brutal. Take a look. There she is, folks. Representing the Labour Party, making her way to the ring. It's Diane Abbott.
From London, England, the immovable objects, Diane Abbott.
Looking very formidable in her red suit there is Diane Abbott.
Caught in controversy wherever she goes in recent times, of course. Compared the racism faced by Jewish people, anti-Semitism, to the bullying that ginger children receive at school. Comments which did not go down at all well with most of the general public. But she'll be looking to put all that behind her tonight as she takes on her old rival Theresa May, a woman known for driving vans around the country telling immigrants to go home. A hostile environment, it's Theresa May.
Running through the field of wheat, running through my dreams like she runs through a field of wheat.
A fan of Theresa May then yourself?
I am a fan of Theresa May. Almost upstaged by a man with a bucket on his head and Elmo in the last general election. But a lot of unfair criticism coming her way, I do feel.
Although, of course, not the worst run of any Prime Minister here in the PWF. Liz Truss managing just 2 weeks in the job.
Well, Liz Truss lasted 2 weeks in her premiership. Just goes to show you can take the girl out of Norwich, but you can't take the Norwich out of the girl.
Theresa May looking a little lacy tonight. Jeremy Corbyn's Ultimate Fantasy match, as Automated Luxury points out from the stands there. You'll be able to catch him in co-commentary back on the PWF next Sunday. We will be here, of course, every Sunday at 8:30 PM GMT. A knee to the head from Diane Abbott to Theresa May. Theresa May looks like she is struggling right now as Abbott sets her up, drops her headfirst onto the top turnbuckle.
That is a snake eyes. That is a veteran manoeuvre there from Diane Abbott.
Powerbomb from Abbott, one of her more well-known moves as well. Up to the top. She baits Theresa May to get to her feet before diving headfirst into Theresa May and taunts her opponent, throwing her off. This is really looking like Abbott's match to lose right now. Oof.
Would not like to be on the receiving end of that one. Big splash there.
The big splash, does she go for the pin? She doesn't. All these wrestlers in training have been telling me about the new moves that they've all been working on, so we can expect to see different things from them coming out tonight. Oh, that is absolutely massive from Abbott. Parading Theresa May around, drops her.
Are we going to see the debut of Diane Abbott's new move, the Abbott Ale?
Theresa May looks like she's running away at this point. She may be now taking the appearance of someone baiting Abbott, but to me it looked for all the world like she was trying to get the hell out of there. Abbott is having absolutely nothing for May tonight. Big slam, goes for the pin. Is this it for May? She looks out. Kicks out at 2. But she looks bewildered, dazed and confused. Abbott sneaks from round the back and boots her to the face. Big splash from Abbott once again. She looks to be really enjoying herself right now. She's wanted this fight for a long time.
You can see it in her eyes that she's wanted this for a long time. Theresa May has got absolutely no offence in whatsoever.
As she lies stunned on the mat, Abbott pulls no punches, a stamp to the head. Big knee. She'll be unconscious at this rate. Call the match off, ref. Call the match off. Oh, she was playing possum. What do you make of that, Moose?
Well, I did not see a way back for Theresa May, but no. Commentator's curse strikes again.
Signature move. Could this be it? It was a noble effort from May at the end there, but that will finish things.
But she got hit with the Abbott Ale after all.
Diane Abbott picking up the win over Theresa May in a sheer display of brutality, the likes of which will send terror through the rest of the women's division in the PWF. Up next we had Nigel Farage against newcomer James O'Brien in the LBC Debate Clash. These two have beef going back many, many years, so we expected this one to get personal, and it did not disappoint. Back to their days as radio presenters on the radio station LBC, a London station, of course, broadcast nationwide.
Certainly some heated debates back in the day. I'm looking forward to what they bring to the squared circle tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from England, weighing in at 228 pounds, Reptile.
Reptile, as he's styled himself here. That'll get the conspiratorial tongues wagging for sure.
Our reptilian overlords, I welcome them.
His signature flat cap, and no doubt a nice foaming pint of nut brown ale waiting for him behind the scenes, but will he be in any state to drink it after this matchup tonight? We know that this is a very personal one between him and James O'Brien. He'll be wanting to get revenge after their radio debates from a few years ago. James O'Brien.
From London,
This
England,
is a grudge
weighing
match,
in
and I've been
at
looking forward to this one.
132 pounds, James O'Brien.
James O'Brien, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's favourite lunchtime liberal. He's done with debating the Brexiteers on the radio, and he's bringing this into the ring. Tonight, up against Nigel Farage for you, the arch-Brexiteer himself. O'Brien tries to go in with an early elbow, but it's met and countered by Nigel Farage, who now takes control of the matchup. Any surprises for you there, Moose?
Oh, I'm not surprised that the veteran would pull out that move early. James O'Brien showed rashness there.
He tried to duck in low, but was easily countered by Farage. But he's managed to get his own back there, rolling over, and he gets a few punches in before wisely taking a little moment out to catch his breath before coming back in with a few stomps to the back of Farage. Huge right hand. What do we have here? He continues his assault. Up to the top. Does he wait? He does not. Down he goes. Elbow drop from the top rope. He's getting old school.
Going for it again. What's he going for this time?
He baits Farage. Oh, Superman punch from the top turnbuckle. O'Brien a little overeager. Nearly sends himself to the mat. And Farage is able to take advantage of that mistake once again. It seems that wrestling inexperience is certainly something that O'Brien's going to need to overcome if he's to have any kind of success here in the PWF. Farage applying O'Brien's earlier move back on him.
Well, it is said that Nigel Farage did train in the Tower Dungeons with the young princes. That is certainly the rumour, and it's certainly showing tonight.
O'Brien blooded already. And that's gotta hurt when he's in that condition already. Farage is looking in charge right now, and he knows it as he stomps his feet and huffs and puffs. He may have been beaten in the debates, but he's certainly winning in the ring right now. Vicious from Farage. O'Brien appears to be trying to escape as well. He might. There's no choice but to stay and fight right now. Oh, a big reversal from O'Brien. Can he find a way back into this? The fabled Spanish announcer's desk now fixed after being trashed in our earlier matchup tonight.
The veteran kicks from the veteran Farage there.
He stalks his prey, and here he comes. Big signature move incoming. Oh, that is brutal from Farage. It could all be over for O'Brien here and now.
Yeah,
Farage takes the win.
I'm told he calls that one the go to Brexit. And it's a knockout. It's a knockout blow every time.
O'Brien is not going to take that loss well at all. He was really only here to take it to Farage in the ring. Well, Farage was able to pick up the win over James O'Brien, but that's not a loss that James O'Brien, after all of the things that Farage had said about him on social media, was willing to let go. You will not believe what happened next as the action spilled out from the ring to the outside, James O'Brien refusing to let it go, and the match continued long after the bell in a shocking display from these two. Will not be seeing the end of O'Brien's. This one seems to be continuing after the bell. O'Brien refusing to go back to the dressing room.
He did not take this loss very lightly, and it shows. But Farage is again. I thought that was another go to Brexit, but I cannot believe what I'm seeing here from James O'Brien being such a sore loser.
If O'Brien won't let this go, then it's going to be very, very difficult for him if he can't take it to Farage right now. He really needs to justify not letting the loss go. O'Brien, please, you need to bring something to the table now. It's becoming upsetting to see as Farage pounds away on a man who just doesn't seem to know when to quit. Goodness me. James O'Brien is looking punch drunk there, but is managing to get a little bit more on the go. A little bit more into this. Working, and that's gonna... Farage is an old man. You know, we have to remember that his knees are going to be not what they used to be. That's really going to hurt a man like him at this point.
The aristocracy do have famously weak knees and famously weak joints in general.
O'Brien with the DDT. Could it be that he just wants to hurt Farage as much as he possibly can? And the outcomes don't really matter all that much to him. Big elbow to the face, but once again he dives in and misses, and that allows Farage right back in on him. Big combo from Farage.
Sweep there.
Farage, of course, regularly seen out with Jacob Rees-Mogg on the Fox Hunts, as Automated Luxury points out there. Oh, Farage is used to strangling foxes on the regular. James O'Brien doesn't have that kind of violence in his nature. It's not a part of who he is. As I said, everybody's favourite lunchtime liberal is really out of place here in the world of blood sports.
Oh, foxes ate my hamster, so I say good.
At first he refused to leave the ring. Now it seems he's unable to. Flat out on his back there. When he does move, it's to writhe in pain.
Is it? Are we going to see the oven-ready Brexit? Yes, we are.
Oven-ready Brexit delivered from the top turnbuckle. An absolutely brutal move that may well have broken the ribs of James O'Brien there. But he gets to his feet all the same. Has this man been spiked? This is so unlike him.
I think he's been on Jeremy Corbyn's jam.
O'Brien giving Farage a taste of his own medicine there. He's been on Jeremy Corbyn's jam. There were rumours, of course, that Jeremy Corbyn had been handing out spiked jam and poisoned jams of all kinds, distributing them, smuggling them into the catering area. O'Brien working that wrist right now.
I'd like to see Jeremy Corbyn's jams tested for performance-enhancing drugs, because this is not normal from James O'Brien.
James O'Brien should be knocked out right now. He's a lovely family man, you know. This isn't this kind of thing, but he seems to be seeing red right now. He can only see the fight. He can only see the pain that he wants to cause Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage now dead out on his feet. The rage on O'Brien's face, like a man possessed, unnatural.
There's a lot of supernatural going around at the moment, darling.
O'Brien wailing on Farage, who writhes in pain. O'Brien just will not stop. He baits Farage to his feet. What's he going to do? He's going to hit the deck because Farage wisely dodges that move. He saw it coming from a mile away. O'Brien does not know when to quit. Farage was attempting to get the steel chair out from under the ring. He has now lost control of that chair. If O'Brien knows what's good for him, he'll pick it up. He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Does he now?
Oh,
O'Brien with the steel chair. Oh! That it would come to this from the lunchtime liberal. He has knocked Nigel Farage clean out with that chair. He will not stop. Someone call an ambulance, it's over.
Please, James, just go get a prawn sandwich and chill out. This is not you, James.
Someone get that man a Pret a Manger voucher, because this needs to end. Farage, flying kick to the face of O'Brien. These men, the hatred between them is more than possibly we imagined before. Because this is now a new level of brutality between them that we had no idea we were going to see tonight. Both men bleeding. Oh. Farage finally overcomes O'Brien for the second time. O'Brien unwise, possibly.
Here's your winner, Reptile.
So who do you fancy to take this one? It is, of course, Nicola Sturgeon's debut. She signed for the PWF right at the beginning, but she has yet to find herself in a matchup. But tonight, against the former Prime Minister, high-profile matchup here at the main event. BBC Question Time.
Liz Truss could not do it at the top level, but could she do it possibly tonight to redeem herself? Saying that Nicola Sturgeon is looking very cranky at this time.
Making her way to the ring from Ayrshire, Scotland.
Looking very cranky indeed, looking more perhaps like one of the crankies. Her new hairdo causing her to look more the Sharon Osbourne than the Nicola Sturgeon we knew, but she is, of course, out of politics and off the rails right now.
This ladder match tonight is for buckfast vouchers.
And she's going to be wanting to get her hands on that buckfast real fast. Drown in the sorrows after ending a career in disgrace mere weeks ago. And there she is, with the now traditional Tory bad dance moves. Liz the rejected. The mad 1,000-yard stare of Liz Truss has been known to strike fear into the hearts of any wrestler, male and female alike. I know she gives me the creeps. What about you, Moose?
I find her quite strangely attractive. Coming from Norfolk as she does, that's just my personal taste.
Some people do find that extra toe quite alluring. It can be said, and it seems that you are one of those men. Not here to judge anyone.
And I like a high 6 when I get home from work as well.
Has to be said, remarkable what they can do nowadays. Tremendous work that they did to get Liz Truss presentable for the public. Where those hands are, of course, once feet, but the right way round now, so let bygones be bygones as we kick things off here in this ladder match here at BBC Question Time. Nicola Sturgeon predictably taking the fight straight to Liz Truss. No love lost between these two.
No love lost, and with buckfast on the line.
Both of these two now, of course, out of a job. So plenty of time for drinking on their hands.
And that brings us to our sponsors of Job Centre Plus and Wetherspoons.
If you found yourself out of a job, you'll find no help at Job Centre Plus. Lady Wetherspoons, of course, rocking their new advertising in the back. Boris Johnson, that time he was pouring pints in the Wetherspoons. Liz Truss, naively thinking she can go for that briefcase, while Sturgeon wails away on her back from behind. I wouldn't have thought so, Miss Truss. I wouldn't have thought so at all. Nicola Sturgeon is having that buckfast.
Yes, and Boris Johnson did serve me in the Wetherspoons in Weston-super-Mare last week. For a pretty frothy pint, if I'm being honest, but it was his first, so I'll let him off.
Automated Luxury asks that he wonders what the average distance between a job centre and a Wetherspoons is. I can tell you here where our headquarters is based, it's about 250 yards. Liz Truss awkwardly poses, tries to work the crowd, not something that comes naturally to her, it has to be said, but nice to see her making an effort here for you all in the PWF tonight, as she slams Nicola Sturgeon's head into the steel frame of those ladders. A brutal move, wouldn't you say, Mr. Moose?
Those ladders are very brutal indeed. The steel of the ladder bouncing off someone's cranium is not an experience I would recommend to anybody.
Doesn't seem to have affected Sturgeon at all, unless it's affected her distance perception. She shouldn't have been able to reach that briefcase, but somehow she has. The first pin is unlocked, but she finds herself dangling hopelessly, and now on the shoulders of Liz Truss, who slams her into that steel chair. Surprising to see Sturgeon able to roll out of that one and onto her feet so quickly. She is hard as nails, Mr. Moose. Can Liz Truss really overcome something like that? Does she know what she's stepped into the ring with tonight? How on earth has Truss managed to sneak that? Nicola Sturgeon did all of the work. Truss sneaks in and takes all of the credit. The Buckfast vouchers go to Truss. And Sturgeon will be furious with that one. Well, it was Liz Truss picking up what some have described as a wholly undeserved victory there, but then we were on to one of our championship fights for the match. Suella Braverman challenges newly crowned champion Angela Rayner for the belt she lost only weeks ago. A rivalry has been emerging between these two for that championship belt, and Braverman wanted it back. Feeling that she was cheated out of it previously, Rayner adamant that she had won it fair and square. This one got savage real quick. Takes it back, how long will she be able to hold it for? So much is on the line, everything to play for. The top title in the women's division.
The Women's Championship!
Suella Braverman, Sub-Zero Sue, makes her way to the ring. The challenger, ladies and gentlemen, holding that belt for only 1 week before it was taken from her. Something that she will be trying to make amends for tonight. She feels that she should never have lost that belt in the first place. Rayner says she won it fair and square, and she'll fight her anytime, any place.
And this is why an Extreme Rules match has to be called tonight, because this match cannot be contained in a normal match. This match has to have no limits and will have no limits. But she's going to have too much for Angela Rayner tonight.
Angela Rayner with the PWF Women's Championship belt, which is on the line tonight, and a toy souvenir from some rinky-dink wrestling federation I've never heard of that she's brought along for a bit of a laugh on the side. I do believe those are available in all good pound shops. The white one, the purple one, of course, a fine piece of work, a fine piece of craftsmanship. That is real Italian leather. That is 24 karat gold.
Available in Harrods and only Harrods.
We have appealed to the PWF to consider lowering those prices, but they say that if people want them, they really will just have to take extra jobs and work hard for them. A little brutal, you might say. The PWF women's title on the line there.
The challenger from London,
I have a fourth job and a fifth job lined up just so I can get my hands on them.
Her opponent from Manchester, England, she is the women's champion, Angela the Assassin.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Shows to Braverman what's at stake. How much does she want it? The PWF Women's Championship belt. Raised aloft by the referee. It is now anybody's. It all comes down to who wants it the most in this Extreme Rules match tonight. Rayner, as ever, taking the fight straight to Braverman. She doesn't mess about, this woman.
I'd expect nothing less from the Deputy Labour leader.
Rayner takes it to the outside, probably wise. The champ showing some guile there, as she's able to regain control from Braverman. Takes her down low, several punches to the face. Already we start to see the nastier side of both of these come out with that nasty big knee to the nose of Braverman. That's going to hurt.
It doesn't tickle, Dalek.
It does not tickle. Braverman is looking under the ring. What does she find? A steel chair. And she threatens Rayner with that. Rayner looks for her own weapons now. She's gone with a sledgehammer, and she wastes no time in using it, Moose.
The sledgehammer wins over a steel chair every time. Oh, but what a shot to the head. I'm Suella.
Strange times indeed as this one heads up onto the ramp and Braverman works the elbow of Rayner. Bones really could end up broken here tonight, folks. Rayner is fighting back though. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Rayner having the time of her life as she defends the women's title tonight. She seems to be way more at home in this environment than we had previously given her credit for. Suella Braverman seems to be in a world of hurt right now. She doesn't know where she is and she regrets being there all the same. Rayner a little over-eager and Braverman right back in this. That was a huge move. Humiliation from Braverman. At this point, that may be unwise. And the showboating may be unwise as well, as Rayner is back to her feet and she makes Braverman pay for that one. Big move incoming. It's the powerbomb. Oh my goodness, onto the concrete too. The aggression of the woman. Backbreaker. Braverman is stunned. Stomping on the face of Braverman there. Knee to the back of the head. She looks unconscious. I'm not sure if she's going to survive this. Just when you think she's done for. She looks angry now.
Oh, I'm told she calls that move the border control.
A classy move from Braverman with a less than classy name. But border control, of course, one of the passions in Braverman's life. Working the crowd, and they seem to be getting onside. That is massive from Rayner. Braverman trying to launch a comeback.
I called Suella Braverman at the top of this match, and the commentator's curse has struck yet again. I cannot see any way back for Suella Braverman at this time.
She's still bravely fighting on, but it is all but a formality at this stage of things, surely, as Rayner is looking significantly fitter. She seems like she's still got plenty left in the tank. But if Braverman keeps on like that, maybe we've spoken too soon. Who knows what she's prepared to go to. It really is going to come down to who wants it more at the end of the day with this one. If she pitches Rayner as a boat full of women and children fleeing for their lives, maybe it'll enrage her enough. Rayner stunned. And all Braverman can see now is drowning kiddies. And it seems to motivate her, push her on. The heartlessness of the woman gloating over the broken body of Rayner. How is she able to make this comeback? Where does she find the strength? Rayner is able to stay in this fight at the very least. But that is an absolutely enormous kick combo, ending in that huge drop kick to the head from Suella Braverman, who immediately begins to work the arms. Rayner now lays stunned.
This isn't the time to be a showman. This is the time to get the steel chair.
There is a sledgehammer available for use already out on the floor. There is a steel chair within camera shot right now. These two have been all fists bare for a small amount. Suella Braverman, of course, right at the beginning of the match, taking that sledgehammer to the ribs, and she's got to still be feeling that at this point.
That taking a sledgehammer shot is a sort of pain that does not go away.
You have a rib injury, you feel that with every movement. She's got to be feeling that one at this point. Will Rayner be able to maintain her position as Deputy Leader of the Labour Party if she can't hold on to that championship belt? If Starmer takes his chance tonight and takes the belt and Rayner loses it, that could shake things up in the Labour Party for sure. We've been getting word that Starmer has been seen with a new friend backstage tonight. A coach, a manager, we're not sure exactly what the relationship is. He is an older gentleman, and that is all that we're privy to at this time.
Well, I look forward to seeing how that one's going to develop. I was under the impression Keir Starmer was alone tonight, but
normally Keir Starmer has come out to his matches all by himself. He's the leader of the Labour Party, leader of the opposition, and he has always, so far, appeared on his own, but it appears that there is another man in his dressing room with him at this time. All we know is an older gentleman, and we're told that he will be accompanied to the ring tonight. Now watch this, what's Sub-Zero Sue thinking of? Where's she going? She's left all of those weapons. She seems to be searching for something. Looking for something. Does she know what it is that she wants? She better find it quickly, because here comes Rayner. It was a baseball bat. That's now in play. Does Rayner take it? No, she looks for something else. What does she think is down there? It's the table.
She is bringing out their table. Are we going to see someone go through a table tonight?
That would certainly seem to be Rayner's intentions right now. She has royally messed up that attempt at a high-risk manoeuvre. High risk, low reward for Rayner as she crashes to the ground below. She decides to compensate with a baseball bat that she immediately loses after several kicks to the head from Braverman. She's thrown over the head and finally someone goes for a pin. Braverman just can't believe that Rayner is kicked out. The champ holds on to her title by the narrowest of margins there. And there she is, showing that absolutely stunning guile, that ability, that agility, that foresight to dodge Braverman's attack, and she has knocked out the Conservative, and this could be it. Goodness me. The table wasn't needed in the end, as Rayner has ended things right here and hung on to the PWF Women's belt tonight.
Women's champion
Angela Rayner retains the strap, and to me this is a shock result. I expected a lot more from Sub-Zero Sue.
The sledgehammer to the ribs can't have done Suella Braverman any favours. It happened so early on into this match. Angela Rayner retaining the title there, and next up we had a submission match between King Charles III and Joe Biden as the rivalry between these two really began to heat up. Joe Biden awarded the Royal Rumble win after Prince Andrew was disqualified from some royal family foul play, and he chose to use that opportunity to call in a submission match against King Charles, hoping to take revenge against the humiliation that he'd faced in the weeks previous. Was he able to do it? You can find out here. To me, that the president is out for humiliation of the king. He has a point to prove tonight after 2 straight losses, and so much disrespectful behaviour from King Charles III in previous weeks.
Making his way to the ring.
Well, as my great-granddad said, the only thing the Yanks charged during the war was the 10% on the money they'd entered. So, no doubt Joe Biden is trying to show a bit of bravery tonight by beating King Charles III at his own game.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America. It's Joe Biden. Big Boney Joe, as he's known here in the PWF.
Weighing in at
The Big Bone.
158 pounds.
The Big Bone, the Big Hair Sniffer, the Big Cheese, Sleepy Joe. He goes by many monikers, but I only know him as one, and that is President Joe Biden.
His handlers have crushed up several Pro Plus and slipped it into the coffee of Joe Biden, keeping him awake for the duration of this match, or so they would at least hope. It is touch and go. He seems possibly to be yawning a little there, despite the amount of caffeine that is coursing through his veins at this point. It could go 2 ways, couldn't it? It's always a gamble. He's either going to crash or he's going to fight like a man possessed, a man hyped up on all manner of drugs. The mandible claw! Early days from Joe Biden, a move we have not seen from this man before. Disgraceful behaviour.
A very fast.
Oh, and again! He is going straight in for the submissions. Straight in. A point to prove from Joe Biden, and he doesn't care about how he goes about proving it either. Joe Biden with an impressive start. It's one that we did not think we would necessarily see after his previous 2 showings. He got so angry that all of his strategies had failed to work in the second matchup between the two. But he's not been able to let it go. He really is going to want to put things to bed tonight once and for all in this Presidents versus Kings rivalry. But King Charles...
He's going to want a nap straight after the match as well.
If he carries on fighting the way he was just then, he'll be getting a nap sooner rather than later. But he manages to fight his way back and he takes King Charles down once more. What do we have here?
And there we have the STF, a very painful submission manoeuvre. Are we going to see Joe Biden tap?
One that King Charles has become an expert in applying in his dungeon days. His own children have been on the receiving end of this move on many an occasion. They know only too well how painful that is, but Biden manages to fight his way out. He does look like he's feeling it, but for now he is at least free of the King's clutches. Can he turn that to his advantage? Joe Biden in charge right now. What is he thinking? That is brutal from Joe Biden. He looks like he's trying to force the crown from the head of the King of England now. King Charles is not happy about this at all. But it looked very much like he was trying to remove that crown from the King of England's head there. He is absolutely sick of all of this pageantry, all of this old-fashioned nonsense. He doesn't want to see that anymore.
Sleepy Joe has no right to that crown. Prince Charles, King Charles III, has a divine right to wear that crown. How dare Joe Biden show this sort of disrespect?
He's gone straight in. But a submission hold applied and Sleepy Joe taps out. Can you believe it? Humiliation for the American president. A third straight defeat to King Charles, and that will put things to bed once and for all here in the Parliamentary Wrestling Federation. Your winner of the Presidents versus Kings feud, King Charles III. Disappointment for Biden then, but up next it was time for the main event as the PWF title goes on the line from Rishi Sunak up against Keir Starmer.
At 19 pounds.
Certainly a surprise to see him accompanied by Mr. Rupert Murdoch. He of the media empire there, the highly controversial companion to Keir Starmer today. It's been said before that Rupert Murdoch wins elections. Whether or not he wins wrestling titles as well remains to be seen. What do you expect from him? Always known as a bit of a slippery individual.
I expect Rupert Murdoch to call this one fair and down the middle, Dalek. He always has done and always will do.
No, please. But here he comes. It's the PWF champion. And he looks like he's having the time of his life. It's disco dancing wonder boy Rishi Sunak. Your Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen.
Rishi Sunak dancing his way into our hearts.
He'll be hoping to retain that PWF Championship belt.
Available in Harrods, £999.99, including the VAT.
There it is. The fabled gold of the PWF. Parliamentary Wrestling Federation's main event. A referee imported directly from China for you tonight. He's been trained by the finest butler schools in the world. Keir Starmer taking the fight straight to Rishi Sunak. Scratches him down the back in a particularly catty display from the Labour leader. Mr. Murdoch over there not showing too much interest at the moment. Is he here only observing matters?
I'd say so. As I said, Rupert Murdoch straight down the middle.
Rishi Sunak looks in trouble early on into this matchup. Blood already streaking down his face and he was lying motionless on the mat there. It looked like this main event could be over all too soon. Rupert Murdoch shows his support for Starmer briefly there, but for the main duration of this he appears to be staring into space. An aging gentleman, we wonder, does he know where he is tonight, Rupert Murdoch? Does he know he's even at this event? Has he met Keir Starmer before?
Well, rumour has it that Rupert Murdoch thinks he's at a flower arranging convention in Chelsea.
Starmer knocked to the outside. Sunak may be bleeding from the head quite profusely. He appears to be being held back by the referee right now. Interesting little tussle between the two of them. He walks straight into Starmer's trap and a leg lock immediately applied onto the Prime Minister, and Starmer has lost his grip. Sunak several blows to the head and manages to limp his way back up to his feet, but he is not looking good. He's going to need to make some changes to his tactics if he wants to go the distance in this one. Murdoch looking like he was thinking about it there. Was he thinking about getting involved?
He's thinking of giving Rishi some advice, I would say.
Sunak certainly did his fair share of showboating, but that was at the start of the match. Starmer now stunned and pinned. A kick out on two, but that was a close call. Starmer's hopes of taking the PWF Championship from the Prime Minister nearly dashed before the very eyes of his media sponsor, Mr. Rupert Murdoch, who gets on the side of the ring. He appears to be distracting Sunak long enough for Starmer to capitalise, but it's an early kick out from Sunak, who's not going to be taken in by that old chestnut quite so easily. Perhaps he was more ready for it than we thought. Rope break being the only thing that saves him from a possible submission there, though. Sunak the advantage once again. A hammer blow to the temple of the Prime Minister, who is... Oh, that is ugly stuff from Keir Starmer.
Dirty tactics from Keir Starmer. I expected nothing less from the Labour Party.
Starmer, a man who appeared to be very straight-laced when he first arrived on the PWF scene, but is accompaniment by Rupert Murdoch, and some of the tactics that we've seen on display tonight from him would suggest that maybe he's not the man that we at first thought. Sunak has managed to find an opening to get back into this match. He's knocked Starmer to the ground. He goes for a pin. It's a 1 count and nothing more. Sunak still looking seriously injured. He appears to be having a go at the referee. I'm not sure if it was his fault there, Rishi, but there's always someone to blame for the Conservative Party. But that's a big one for him. He's distracted by Murdoch again. Straight down the middle, I don't know. It looks dodgy to me. Starmer not really able to capitalise despite his manager's involvement, though. Sunak disrespectfully rubbing Starmer's face into the mat there. He takes it to the outside. Backbreaker incoming. Oof. Oh, further pleasure of pride. He's trying to tear the man in half. Big elbow from the Prime Minister, though, and he sets up, and that's gotta hurt. Starmer crumbled to the floor there, but Starmer is back up on those top ropes. A big splash, and the pin's there. Is this it? Starmer takes the title.
This is all Corbyn's fault.
You say everything's Corbyn's fault. Keir Starmer.
Men's champion, Big Hand.
Rupert Murdoch delighted. It would appear that this is exactly what he wanted, and it could not be said that he didn't get involved in this on more than one occasion. Really, though Starmer is the new champion, does he deserve it, Moose?
In my opinion, the Labour Party don't deserve anything. He did not deserve this victory tonight. It was a cheap victory.
So Keir Starmer takes the title from Rishi Sunak, and some might say with more than a little help from his friend Rupert Murdoch. What will that mean for the Parliamentary Wrestling Federation in the coming weeks? You'll have to watch week 4 coming very soon on this here YouTube channel to find out. Thank you so much to everybody who's already subscribed to the channel. We massively appreciate all of you. Thank you so much to everybody who's subscribed to the Twitch channel as well. We really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel already, please do so. The Parliamentary Wrestling Federation will be here for you each and every week, sometimes 1 episode, sometimes 2, but you're getting 2 episodes this week, folks. Thank you for joining us for week 3. We hope to see you soon for week 4. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will hopefully see you on Twitch sometime as well. Check out all the links in the description, and we will catch you very soon, folks.